So I've been feeling like it's been really easy for a lot of people to do the types of things that journalists do in terms of the output, podcasts and newsletters. I think there's a preciousness around journalism, but I do think that our obligation and our loyalty is very different than other content creators. I recently spent some time with an influencer slash manager of influencers and creators in DC, and the way that he explained his job versus mine was simply the fact that the types of videos that he produces are only on topics that he's most interested in, or companies that he's most interested in, or products. And that's very different from what a journalist really aims to do every day, which is to see the world, see something happening in the world, and understanding why it's important to share that piece of information with the world. Influencers are selectively talking about what they're most excited about. And so from that perspective, their filter is baked in organically, that they typically, unless they feel very negatively, will not talk about or cover, and I'm generalizing, of course, not all influencers, things that they don't care about. There are also many companies and a lot of individuals who are looking to branch out on their own brand, and I think that has also created angst inside of me because I want to make sure I'm still differentiated as a product, as a news product, my product being news, from what they are producing. And a lot of what I see is very good and it resonates with a lot of people. But I still wanted to write out some of my own feelings and anxieties toward my own industry and my profession. And so I'm going to read a little bit of what I wrote in my personal journal about this. So, this is me talking to myself. Who cares if people that you see online are launching and doing the same sorts of things that you are? They are not you. You specifically are a journalist, and your loyalty is to the truth and getting to it by not shying away from the hard questions, the questions that challenge appropriately what you hear, and that's based on your reporting of the facts collected independently of the materials provided or presented. Now, for my own sanity, I need to reaffirm this to myself, I think, because at the end of the day, if you are in one of these groups or part of the community that you are reporting on or having a show about or writing about, you might be too close to the situation, too close to your subject matter and the topics. Well, I don't want to belong fully into all of the clubs and corners of the world. I want to instead float and to glide between them all, to observe and relay what I see and what I feel, and how all of those observations fit into the world and how they relate to one another, and ultimately to be able to tell that story fully, the full picture. My selfish reason for becoming a journalist was that I wanted a job that could take me everywhere and anywhere, and to learn as much about the world as possible, because I am someone who is not content with living in a bubble. I'm not content leaving stones that I see, large ones and small ones, unturned. I want to be mesmerized. I want to marvel, to muse, to befriend, and to feel at home anywhere in the world. And through my storytelling, I hope to make others feel just as excited about learning and being exposed. And my ability to connect to what I see, observe, and feel, and to connect those dots and to connect to my audiences, it's one of my superpowers. And I think because my loyalty is to that truth, I think and I hope that my stories and my reporting will be able to stand out, and that it truly is and will continue to be a differentiator in this very crowded content landscape. Let me know how you feel about that. I don't want to be too lofty. I don't want to put myself on any kind of pedestal, but I do think it's important to state my intentions in my storytelling. And, I do feel that many times when I see other podcasts or see other interviews, that there are missed opportunities to go deeper or to go harder. And I think this world, as it becomes more crowded with friendlier voices and interviewers, that the value of a story through a journalist's eyes actually becomes more valuable, because it will become all that much rarer and scarcer. And if you don't agree, that's fine. If you do and you have other thoughts, please let me know. But I think we still need and will always need challengers to the kinds of things that we are presented with in very nicely packaged formats. And I think it's deserving of people to spend time on and to spend time with, because the objective is not to promote. It is to really provide the overarching context and to draw those conclusions from all of the other stories, to collectively emphasize the skills that are involved with those stories, but also that it's a product of all the other stories that a reporter has done. And I think that's just something that can't be replaced and should not. So at least writing that out for me tonight makes me feel better. I'm sure I'll have nights where I will feel bad again, but I am really interested in sharing this, because again, I think it's important for you as an audience member, as a reader, as a viewer, as a potential guest, to understand my values and where I come from, and for you to know where I'm coming from, because I think it's really important now to have those intentions be very clear. So I hope that was helpful, and I will post more of these if it is of interest. It's certainly helpful to me to be able to organize my thoughts around this. Okay, thanks for watching.